That's right.
It's talking about the elect.
The elect. 10th verse. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, the elect, and they lived and stood up upon their feet, an exceeding great army.
When you see them different camps out there, going out there every week, that's that army. But
right.
we're a spiritual army.
That's right.
The bullets that we're shooting at you is them scriptures, man.
That's right.
Ah, but it's deeper than the scriptures. You got to help the poor. You got to build up a food pantry. That's not scriptural, man.
It's deeper than the scriptures, and nigga, you don't even know the scriptures, man.
All right.
Okay, how many garments you wear that look like Star Trek, like you're an extra from Star Trek? You don't know the scriptures.
All right, this is Revelation chapter 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom in Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another.
Yeah, and with that, we're gonna have a little intermission, and we'll be right back.
This is the end, my only friend, the end of all elaborate plans, the end of everything that stands, the end.
This is Revelation 13 and 10. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth. And after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. And they heard a great voice from heaven, and that's these different camps. You know, Israel waking up, you know, the elect waking up. And these devils are seeing it, and they get nervous.
And look up that word fear.
That's the 11th verse. You know, and they're getting nervous. These devils are getting nervous. Revelation 11 and 11, the word fear. You know, these devils are getting nervous. They're trembling. You know, that's...
The ones that are trembling are the elite. Because they know, you know, the elite, the Rothschilds go back to the 1700s. The Oppenheimers go back to the 1600s. Maybe even as far as the 1500s. I believe the 1600s, the early 1600s. And these other old families of these super rich, they know the history, man. They get these historians, and they give them endowments for them to do archaeological digs. There's a reason why Philip, the Rothschilds had went down into Israel and surveyed the land before they decided to make it a state, because they're trying to fulfill prophecy. There's a reason why they're going around calling themselves Jews, because they're trying to fulfill the prophecy that they're the people of the Lord, which they're not. So they see that the real, true people of the Lord are out there fulfilling the prophecy. Everything is going to plan according to the Most High's prophecies, man. And they're nervous, man, because they know they're going to try to stop it, but they can't stop it, because as soon as they go to really approach us and start doing things to us, that's when everything going to speed up, man. You know?
Yeah, I got the Greek word there for fear, great fear. It says phobos. It says fear, dread, terror. That which strikes terror. And, you know, basically that's it. Just like Elder Tar said, that's these elites that know, the Oppenheimers, these top banking families, they see us out there teaching the word. Terror is stricken in their heart, man.
Yeah, because the average crack out there, he laughs at us, you know. Or they run down the street or whatever. They're not in great fear. Right. These Israelites that pass us by every week, that don't stop and listen to us, man. Hey, the only way, the jakes that don't listen to us, if we were giving out free iPhones and shit, they'll listen to us, man. And then next week you got to give them another iPhone or PlayStation 5 or whatever the hell they got, or Xbox for their kids. You got to keep giving them physical things, and that's what Nate's doing, man.
Yeah, you know what proved that great terror is in their heart? The fact that they're paying off these other groups. Now, why would they pay him off? Comfy is a good example. This guy is getting millions of dollars, able to afford a Maybach. Why? Because great fear and dread and terror is in the hearts of these elites.
Yeah, and the first thing that they do when they sell out is they basically take the name of the Lord out of their doctrine. You know?
They all do that. Nate, you're top of the list, man. Comfy, all right? He claimed he had a new revelation that the name of the Most High's name and the Son's name are not their names. The main name that they took out was the name of the Son. Some of them kept the name of the Father because you can't go directly to the Father. You got to go through the Son. So if you take his name, and that's the key, Nate, all right? That's the key right there, his name. And that's why we know his name. If you go to the book of St. John, the 17th chapter, and read that whole chapter, it said that the Lord kept the disciples with that name, man.
That's right. All right, and to finish off here in Revelation 11 and 12, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither, and they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. All right, this is...
Who's their enemies? Edomites, number one. And there wasn't no Edomites up in the ships, man, because if there's an actual Edomite up in the ship, man, he gonna get beat down and thrown out that ship, man. Hey, but the angels ain't gonna make no mistake. The only ones that's going to be delivered are the Israelites, and not just the Israelites, the elect, the servants that were sealed with the Most High's seal from the foundation of the earth.
It says, And the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the power of heaven.
Now, that earthquake took place because those missiles were hitting America, man. Matter of fact, the whole earth quaked.
All right, this is the book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 11. And in that day I will raise up the tabernacles of David, the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof.
In that day I will raise up the tabernacle of David, the house of David, which is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. In other words, the house of David, they used to teach back at one mess. They used to teach that the house of David is talking about the tribe of Judah. Because King David was a Judite. It wasn't talking about the tribe of Judah. It was talking about the people of Israel at that particular time. That generation that was living during the time of King David. And so it's talking about the tribe of Judah, the tribe of Levi, the tribe of Ephraim, the tribe of Gad, the tribe of Dan at that time. So it was 13 tribes back there, man. And they were all together under David. And then they stayed together. Some of them died and got old when Solomon came on the scene. But there was some of them that was under the house of David, like Benaniah. He was under the house of David, if I'm not mistaken. And then he went right into the house of Solomon. He made that transition, you know? So that's what it's talking about. The group of men, and then follow with their children and their wives that were together and close to David, man. Which proves reincarnation, all right?
It says, and close up the breaches thereof. And I will raise...
Now, if Marshall is King David, which we believe he's King David, the guys that were real close to King David back then we're going to be close to him now. I was super close to Marshall, man. King Marshall. I knew his wife. I knew all his children. I mean, all his immediate children. All right? I knew his grandchildren. Me and Malak used to drive him to his house up in the Bronx. Then he had moved down to Manhattan. We've been down there. I and other brothers went to the movies with Marshall, King Marshall, Ariar, Shaw, and the rest of those guys, man. Yeah, I was when he was on his deathbed. It was me and Yohanabar, man. We went there like every 3 days, man. The last day I saw him was on a Thursday, and I believe he died that Sunday. And Nate, you wasn't close to Mo like I was close to Mo, man. But he got with Yash and them and Rahab, because Rahab was a trickster, man.
That's right.
You know, he made you believe that man, Rahab was a bullshit artist, man. And I saw right through his ass, man.
Yeah.
I saw right through that nigga.
It says, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old, that they may possess the remnant of Edom, and of all the heathen which are called by my name, saith the Lord that doeth this.
Now this clown, Bubble-Eyed Blackfish, he says that that's talking about Edomites is going to be in the kingdom with us, and that's a fulfillment that when you go to Acts the 15th chapter. Well, he don't understand that, because go to that, brother. Give me no. Amos 9 and 12, and go to the word possess Edom.
Right. We're in Amos 9 and 12.
And when it says possess Edom, it's talking about the land of Edom. Because when Edom's done away with, what are we going to do? We're going to take that land. We're going to inhabit that land.
That's right.
Go ahead.
It says that they may possess the remnant of Edom and all the heathen which are called by my name, saith the Lord that doeth this.
It's talking about lands, but let's say it's talking about people. Let's say it's talking about Edomites. And that in Acts the 15th, matter of fact, go to that Acts the 15th chapter and go to that actual quote that James made it. James made that quote. All right, go ahead.
This is the book of Acts chapter 15, verse 13. And